Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. One of the hardest things for a boss, particularly a new boss, is letting go and not doing everything themselves. It's hard because they want to do the right thing and they want to do it quickly. Productivity expert Les Watson says in the long run it doesn't serve anyone because, as he explains to Chris Ashmore, they have better things they should be doing.
Delegation is an interesting one. Some people get stuck in, I need to do it all myself. I need to hold on to this. No one can do it as good as me. And I would say that doesn't necessarily serve the individual. It's an opportunity for us to divest ourselves of those things that you can get leverage with and delegate to others and focus on what will give you a higher return on investment. Pareto's principle, and where Pareto is the 80-20 rule, doing 20% of the tasks to give you 80% of the results. So if you have the time to delegate, you're actually moving a whole lot of things off your plate to people that can do that work, and you're focusing on the 20% that'll give you a higher return on that investment. What can you delegate? Well, it differs from person to person. I would suggest that you delegate what you can. Now, for some people, it's delegating social media. For some people, it's delegating walking the dog. Some people, it's delegating food prep. Sometimes it's delegating the bookkeeping or their fastidiousness around the accounts to go, I shouldn't be playing in that realm. I should be focused on something else. I'm going to delegate that and use leverage by giving it to somebody else, and they can do that and I can get on and create more of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Sometimes it's true, though, isn't it, that the boss is the best person to do that job. And it could be a whole range of things that, because they've grown the business from the ground up, they know how to make that widget, they know how to do the books or whatever, but there comes a stage where they've really got to trust that someone else can do it.
And we don't like that. It's like, no, I'm the person. Well, look at me, I can do it all. It's like, well, is that serving you? Is that giving you the result that you're after? Because if you're able to delegate 3/4 of what's on your plate today and go into, for example, more business development, how would that improve you? How would that improve your business? How would that improve your department? So it really is the focus of the individual to go, well, take focus out of it and put awareness. The awareness of, is what I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And that's a big ask. And sometimes you need someone beside you to go, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, but I really like it. That's not the point. It's not the point that you like doing it. It's a point of, if it's a $20 task and your normally charge out rate is $250, why are you spending 3 hours when you can delegate to someone who's on $20 an hour to handle that task, and you can create leverage by doing the $250 tasks or $250 hourly tasks, and in doing so, create more of that.
So when it comes to prioritisation for leaders in their work, it's the bigger picture, is it? It's working on the business rather than in the business.
Yeah, and I have a prioritisation system that's very easy. Some people say they can't prioritise and go, well, that's not accurate because, again, you make decisions all day that lead you in the right direction. So if you bring it down to something really simple, it's as easy as A's and B's. A's must get done today. Otherwise, the brown smelly stuff is going to hit the round twirly thing. That's not what you're after. No one wants the shit to hit the fan. So therefore, do your A's first. Do them as early as you can. Make sure that you highlight what the A's are and get them done early, because we know that stuff's going to happen to us throughout the day. And when it comes, you go, oh, but I'm working on something. It's like, well, this is a fire and you need to handle the fire. If you've got all your A's out before midday, then you've got a clean slate. It doesn't matter what happens for the rest of the day. Sometimes you can get those A's done by 9 a.m. and therefore the rest of the day is a cakewalk, and you can go, well, I'm going to delegate that and I'm going to work on these things. So A's and B's. What's a B? A B is as simple as anything that's not an A, got it? Anything that's not an A, they're the sorts of things you'd like to do in the day that doesn't matter if it gets done or it doesn't get done. The world's not going to stop. So if I can get a couple of those B's done, fabulous. Will some of the B's turn into A's tomorrow? Yes, they will. Is that okay? Yes, because handle tomorrow and handle today. So it's very simple A's and B's. A's must get done today. Do them as early as possible. Get some of the B's done when you can.
Are there any online tools that you suggest, Les, that people can use to keep a track of what they've done and what they need to do?
Yes and no. Some people are paper-based. Some people are app-based. And for me, I'm paper-based. So I've got my trusted system, left-hand side. I look at it all the time. And it's simple as I'm highlighting what my A's are and ticking them off as I go. For some people, they're using an app, and that's okay too. I don't mind apps. Apps are fine. Apps work. I have some that give me great leverage. But for me, when it comes to A's and B's, you know in that part that lives inside of you what you need to do, and that becomes an A. So just a matter of if you're in a notes app, if you're in Trello, if you're in Asana, if you're in OneNote, if you're in Evernote, whatever your app is, of making sure that you have your A's at the top of your list. So put a nominator at the front of it so that they come to the top and you can look at it and make sure you get your A's done. A lot of people just work on a to-do list from the top to the bottom and miss out on that prioritization. And I'm going, that's very dangerous because you get maybe one of the most important ones is at the bottom. So therefore, if you are in an app, make sure that you have your A's at the top of that list.
Well, finally, Les, being a leader can be quite overwhelming. Are we making it harder than it actually is?
There are some that do make it harder. And as I mentioned earlier, everyone can be a leader. Everyone can be a leader. So sometimes we do make it harder than what we believe it to be. Therefore, it comes down to just making decisions. If you can make decisions, then you are doing the leadership role in your life, in your business, in your department, whatever that might be. Just evaluate what's going on in front of you, make a decision. And then as you come off that decision, evaluate it and go, did it work? Did it not work? And course correct. It's okay to make a wrong decision and correct it. But most people fear making the decision and therefore they shy away from it. The other one is support. Make sure that you get support as a leader. That's where the mentoring comes in. That's where the coaching comes in. And for me, in my business, that's what happened. When I was training and then the coaching came up underneath it and said, we need mentoring, we need coaching. Can you coach us? Can you be my mentor? And Creating Success Coaching came out of that. So I'm doing a lot of corporate coaching at the moment, specifically around supporting leaders in making decisions and looking after themselves in their leadership roles. So it's not hard. It's not overwhelming if you just simplify it down to making decisions, following through, following your values, and really heading the direction you want to go.
That was the Time Lord, Les Watson. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow at BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.